Good evening. My name is Chris Melton, and this is my context funding project regarding the higher education, American history, and government programs. Problem and solution: funding. To begin, over the last decade, American history and government courses, especially in higher education, have experienced low enrollment rates. In fact, there is a twofold problem. First, because there are low enrollment rates, entire liberal arts universities are closing down because they are unable to afford the costs of managing and maintaining these courses. Additionally, there is a low return on investment for students in particular. For instance, history majors earn $50,000 annually compared to the average STEM field graduate. For example, a graduate engineer who earns about $80,000 annually on average. The lack of return on investment, combined with the fact that STEM fields have now been considered more critical to the modern economy, leaves history careers along with American government careers low on value chain analysis. And, of course, with lower capital, human capital, in the form of teachers and institutions to teach them, the field is very much at risk of dying. So what's the solution? Well, I'm glad you asked. The ideal solution would be to combine both American history and government into a massive superfield, namely American Studies. This field would focus exclusively on teaching American history and government together through the perspective of the social sciences, giving it a more anthropological apparatus. Additionally, American history and government are often intertwined, as the American government often references prior American history regarding the creation of new laws and amendments. In this, three educational theories would take place, or take precedent, regarding this new field. First, behaviorism, which relies on a unified standard of academic objectives and goals. And the final two, constructivism and connectivism, both understand an individualized need for learning, and in the case of connectivism, it examines how to apply that individualized learning in the context of the internet. This field would teach relevant skills like information literacy and critical thought, which are crucial in terms of examining the historical narrative and relating it to current politics, and especially regarding information literacy, how new laws proposed work. So what exactly would the cost effectiveness be? Well, students and administrations would save massive amounts of money in terms of managing the courses and taking these courses. For students, as much as $10,000 in student debt could be saved, with the ongoing student debt crisis reaching a peak. In addition, institutions could save as much as $30,000 to $100,000 for each course developed. Now, what about necessary reflections? As with any other field, American Studies faces critical challenges, the most critical of which is how many fields to keep and what exactly to do with other fields that have been traditionally attributed to it. Smaller fields will face numerous challenges. For example, in the case of courses like World War II, World War I, the American Civil War, and 20th century American history, these courses may face consolidation into the American Studies field as minor discussion points. Other fields, like U.S. women's history and the history of race relations, may face an automatic transfer into fields like other social sciences, perhaps into the realm of sociology, psychology, etc. Despite the potential cost effectiveness, the research in the various fields aforementioned may face setbacks, as these fields are not necessarily highly researched enough. Or, potentially, these fields have become irrelevant to the study of history, such as the American Civil War. Unfortunately. In conclusion, would this be worth it? Of course, because the studies of American studies will ultimately bring the subjects back into greater relevance through the teaching of information literacy and, of course, critical thought. They will translate highly into government employment and into opportunities for historical education, where experts in these fields can expand upon these discussions based on what they already know beforehand. Thank you for listening, everybody, and I hope you may consider these suggestions for a new super field at this time. Have a nice day.